Hey, what's up guys? So today we're gonna attempt to put this on this. So if you guys are familiar with the EP3, it does have that oddly shifter up in the center console right there. So what I'm trying to do is try to put it a little more normal location and just set it down there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove these OEM shifter cables and run DC5 shifter cables. So I tried looking online. There are no videos on how to remove the EP3 shifter cables. So I mean, if you're trying to remove or replace your shifter cables, stay tuned because we're going to learn together. So let's get it. All right guys, so essentially my goal is to kind of free up this, and I mean we're going to be left with the hole right here. So initially I was going to put a tablet, run my cluster right here, but I mean that's out the way because I do have some big plans for a cluster. So stay tuned hopefully for next video, or maybe it comes before this one. Anyway, so I'm gonna have this big like dead space right here. So what I was thinking of doing is chopping this one up like that kinda, and then just doing like a flat sheet metal here to kind of cover that hole, eventually paint match it, do carbon fiber, etc., make it look good. I mean that's gonna be probably part 2, but for now I'm gonna attempt to maybe remove this. If not, try to free up this space right here, because this is where I want to put the shifter. I want it to be somewhere here, so this one's gonna have to be out the way. And I don't know if I'm gonna have to chop this up to run the shifter cable. So I mean it's a little hot. I'm in Arizona. I mean it's probably like 119 around there right now, so I don't want to spend too much time filming. So I mean I'll probably do a little fast forward and show you guys the progress in case you guys are trying to go this route. So now I'm gonna remove the OEM shifter. So as I can see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll ease up this right here, and then I can see the cables, one's here, one's here. So that'll probably give me a chance to remove this mechanism. And I do see the actual bracket that holds, one's there and one is down over here right there. So first I'm going to remove those bolts, hopefully remove this, get access and better see what's down there. All right guys, so I removed all 4 bolts right here. There are 13 mil. So then to undo these 2, you're gonna have this thing. So you're gonna push this little retainer to the side and such, like that and like that. Just be careful because they are spring loaded, so if you go too much to the side, I mean you're gonna drop it there and you're gonna have to replace it. I mean if you're trying to replace your cables, this is what it kind of looks like. So you just kind of want to just open it to the side, that way it releases this right here because it's being held like that. So you just want to make sure that you spread them, that's what she said, so you can actually free up this right here. And then I mean this shifter, it's free, but the cables are still being held down there by the little bracket. So I'm going to try to get some needle nose and spin that bracket to the left. That way it unlocks its position and I can just wiggle them out and I can free up this shifter right here. All right guys, so it just got a little more challenging. So I wasn't able to break it free from the inside, so I had to remove the cables from the bracket on the transmission. However, I mean you still have to do that anyways regardless. So now tracing them down, they are here. So now as you can see that white coil thing right there. So I'm gonna have to remove that heat shield. I don't know if I have to remove the cat, we'll see. Hopefully not, but somewhere around there is where it goes inside into the cabin. So there is this bracket right there. It has some rusted ass two 10 mils, and I think there's one also bracket down there. But I mean, we're gonna probably remove the heat shield and the cat just to make it easier. So just to show you guys, I did remove the two pins from here. So it is being held by two cotter pins. So the bigger one goes horizontal, then the smaller one goes in vertically. So this is your small one, that's your big one right there. And it does have this two little clips that hold them by its like collar. So one's there, the other one's here, so you feed them and they're gonna be like that. So all I did was grab a flathead, shoved it in there and kind of just wiggle it, so eventually it broke it loose. But guys, like I said, I'm gonna go down there, remove the heat shield on the cat, and that should make it easier for me. All right guys, so luckily I was just able to just remove two of the bolts that hold the stock cat to the stock header, and I only have pretty much one bolt holding on the rest of the exhaust. I was able to remove the bolts to the heat shield, so it's out the way. So as you can see now, kinda camera right there. So that's where the grommet to the inside of the cabin goes in. So I'm gonna try to wiggle it. Well, I mean, I still have the little bracket right here. Another two 10 mil, and that one too if you want to fully free them, but that one should be good enough. But I mean, I'm gonna take that bracket because I think I'm gonna try to fish it from the inside. But anyways, once that's through, I'm gonna see how hard it is to just wiggle this. Maybe it's fully sealed or we just gotta squeeze it. I don't know. I'll keep you guys updated once I get to that. That way I'm not trying to wiggle it while I'm recording, because I think I need both hands. But yeah guys, making progress. Alright guys, so I finally made it past the little grommet. So I mean, you gotta kind of just, like I said, squeeze it, wiggle it, whatever, and you got access to it. So now I'm gonna go inside the cabin and try to maybe push them a little bit or pull them a little bit. That way I can actually turn the little latch lock, whatever, and then I can just fish them down here. So yeah guys. All right guys, so after removing the four clips, or the full four 13 mil bolts, removing the little retainer clips, and those little fuckers right there, 1 and 2, I was able to fully free this ugly ass stock shifter. So this is what was holding it. So I mean, it goes in like that. You have to give it a somewhat of a quarter turn and then it'll come out, because if you pay attention to it's this way. So if you pay attention to that little corner right there, it has a little notch, and same with this one on the bottom. That's that prevents them from like slipping down in. So now I don't think I can fit them in. I have to push them down, or maybe I can feed them in here. Actually, I think it's easier just to fish them down, since it's probably like a foot that's in and the rest it's out. I was gonna feed it from underneath, but that's pretty much it. I mean, I'll do a little walk around at the end just to show you guys like a recap. All right guys, so stock EP3 shifter cables are out. So they look fairly similar to the RSX. Just the only thing, it's the actual mounting point of the shifter. So these are more like the Ace Gen, but this grommet and the two little brackets are similar to the RSX, so I shouldn't have no problem mounting it. I'm probably going to use the same little grommet underneath. Just the only thing is that I'm going to try to have to I mean, I can feed them inside the little grommet hole in the bottom. I don't know if you can see it, but I mean, instead of them coming up, I'm gonna have to drill a hole down there in the little cubby and pull them through there. All right guys, so in case you fast forward to learn how to remove your or replace your shifter cables, so you're gonna have 4 13 mil bolts. So remove those. Then you're gonna have 2 clips right here, and then after that, your shifter cables are gonna be held by some collars down here and here. Those were a bit of a bitch to get down, but I was able to kind of wiggle this thing off, and I used some channel locks. So I kind of just try to fit them in there, because you do have to spin this one left just a quarter of a turn. Same with this one, you have to go a quarter of a turn, because if you look down here, if you could see down here, there's a little notch, and same over here, the notch is on the bottom. So you have to kind of spin it clockwise or counterclockwise to free those. And then, I mean, they just fit down there. So as you can see, these are the RSX shifter cables. So they bolt right up. I mean, I did buy new little pins, and I did get new these little shims, but these seem to lock pretty good, so I just left them there. But yeah, anyways, yeah, these are the RSX shifter cables. So as you can see, they go all the way down. That's the grommet. It doesn't fit 100%, but it is very well snug in there. There's like a slip or a slit, whatever, that this groove falls in. So it is tucked there. Maybe I'll put some Honda Bond or something in there if I feel water's getting in, but I doubt it. So like I said, EP3 factory location. EP3 factory location. I just make sure this is all the way up. And you still have your heat shield to kind of cover this from preventing the exhaust from like rubbing on it, even though it's cable, like wire, metal. But I mean, still, you don't want it to wear off over time. But I mean, I do plan on going turbo, so I'm not even gonna have a full exhaust. It's gonna go off the fender. But anyways, it does sit flush to the chassis of the car, and then it just goes all the way to the tranny. So now I fed that through there. So now we're gonna go inside the cabin. All right, guys. So this is where you're gonna have to get creative, because the stock EP3 comes in through that grommet right there, and the cables come here, and pretty much that's it. But I am trying to come down here, so I know I do have to drill right here. So of course, the day I don't bring my GoPro, I need it the most. So anyways, guys, this right here, I guess I'm just gonna keep it short. So this right here is going to be held by 2 screws, one here, obviously one on the other side. They're going to be pretty much like here and here, and it just comes up. And then over here, you're going to have this little mat. It's going to be right here. Maybe get a screwdriver or a blade. It's going to expose one bolt here, another one here. Those are both 10s. So then pry off this little thing right here. Just got a flathead and pry it through here, pull it out, make sure you unplug it. So once that's out, you'll see you have a screw there and another one here, but this one was broken, I guess. And then you have 2 clips, one here, one on the other side. I mean, you could either try to wedge them out with the pry tool. I just didn't care, so I just pulled out and pulled right here. So now this is all loose. So now I'm going to take this off, mock the shifter, and then drill the hole there, which would be a lot easier. So from here on, I'm not going to film everything. I mean, I'm just going to show you guys kind of towards the end and give you some pointers, because it's getting a little late and I'm running out of memory. So I mean, I'll try to at least condense it so it's short, and that way I give you guys the information you guys might need. But you can always drop a comment or shoot me a DM on Instagram whatsoever, and I'll reply to you guys. I'm here to show the knowledge. I don't know, for some reason there's a lot of guys flexing that they have the shifter relocation, but they have no video proof out there. I don't know what's the point. All right guys, so not a lot of trimming is needed. So luckily, I mean, you can remove this with just a couple of screws, and that will actually remove all this shroud right here. However, I did have to trim just this little piece right here. As you can see, I kind of try to smooth it out. Not the best, but I don't care. A race car, maybe later on I can smooth it out, I don't know. But anyways, if you mount it all the way to the ground, it's gonna look slanted because this right here kind of goes up. But plus, I mean, it's kind of short there. I mean, I don't know if you like it down there, but I'm gonna try to raise it up a little more up here at least, so you can kind of see some chromey. But I do have to maybe put that much of a spacer. So I did bring my welder to cut pieces and make a little bracket, but I think it might be easier to just drill and put all thread, put like lock washers and nuts, and just do it that way. It's a lot faster versus trying to fabricate and weld and make a lot of noise and shavings and all that stuff. I mean, maybe in the future, since this is pretty much out already and it's just being held by like 2 or 3 screws, so it's not too tedious to remove it. But yeah, I mean, you don't have to really bring it up all the way up. Right there, it clears. So that's the stock grommet. So stock, it just comes up. I just remove this little piece right here, which is pretty much useless now because you don't have anything here anyway, so you don't have to pretty much secure anything here. I mean, you could use this and just cut a hole here, which was I was going to do. That way this thing is a little sturdier, but I mean, it really serves no purpose. It's just like a grommet just to cover all the little wires, and that way it doesn't look too naked. But yeah guys, now I just have to raise it up, bolt it up, and then just put the little pin here. And this don't get no pin, this just locks, has a little notch, and then just put it here and then just test it. I mean, as you can see here, I don't know why this one's stiff, maybe because it's the one that goes side to side. But I mean, once I put it on the shifter, I'll make sure that it shifts good. If not, I'll see what it's binding on. But yeah guys, pretty much this is almost done. Like I said, I'm just going to show you the shenanigans I did in case you guys want to do it that way, or actually go to a shop or something, fabricate an actual mount. But we're pretty much done. Like I said, I just have to secure the shifter and then put back whatever I'm going to put back and call it a day. All right guys, so unfortunately I got a little lazy, but these are the holes. I just got all thread and I just measured. So you'll see these holes right here, that holds the center console. So I mean, you don't want to go further back because you're going to run into this right here, and you're going to need even longer studs for that. So I mean, I just advise to go either drill those out or go a little forward, which I did. I just put the template, and I kind of messed up there because that's the groove that starts going up. So I guess my bit kind of spun, and I just did that right there. And I was gonna drill these or cut these out, but I don't have an extension for the grinder, so I'm just gonna leave them off like that. I mean, eventually I'm just gonna spot weld this, that one, that way they're there. I don't have to be coming underneath the car. That way these nuts are welded there, kind of like those right there. That way I can just unscrew it and screw it, maybe get a big bolt that fits all the way through. So for now, I just notched this heat shield. Hopefully it doesn't rattle, and I'm gonna tighten all the bolts, so hopefully we'd be good to go. All right guys, so ignore the mess. I had to bust out of my level just to be accurate, but I mean, it's pretty dead on there. This one's kind of hard to tell, but I mean, if I kind of go diagonal, You see the bubble. So nothing crazy. I mean, visually it looks good. I mean, I just still haven't mounted it, but it feels pretty firm. So now I just gotta actually secure the shifter to the base. I don't know if I'll use these, maybe for now, and eventually just use these holes right here for some dress up bolts or whatever the hell. But alright guys, so I don't know how much you can see. I mean, it's dark. It's dark. I don't think I have interior lights maybe. Oh, there we go. Shout out Jose for this little thing right here. I don't know if you've seen the video, but he 3D printed me a gauge cluster thing for a pod for my AFR. So that thing looks nice. Show my brakes still on. Oh, okay. Hang on. So that guy's definitely, I mean, the car, it's not any in any way, shape, or form show car. I mean, it's still in the progress of getting built, but I just wanted to take it for a cruise just to make sure that that the gears were good. Come on, sucker. With it. I mean, I'm just cruising it down the street.